Welcome back, and today we're gonna be talking about Bofuri episode 6, and we got our guild started on this episode, so let's just jump into it. So episode 6 starts off with them back in the real world, and now I thought the time lapse in Infinite Dendrogram was insane because I think for 1 hour they get 3 hours inside the game, but pretty much in this anime in Bofuri they get 1 day equals a whole week. Now they don't do this every time, right? Like they only did it for the certain event that they were having with they gotta collect all the coins and stuff like that. That's the only reason they did that whole time lapse a lot faster in the game than in the real world. But I thought it was funny because Maple, she goes back to the real world and she's struggling to, see the difference between the real world and the game. Like she's pretty much like, she had the dodgeball coming, and we see Sally, because her reflexes are really good, not only in the game, but outside of the game. She's dodging everything. And Maple tries to put her shield up and gets hit right in the face. Of course, she's in the real world. I just thought the whole scene was actually pretty funny, because you would think, right, somebody that's not too much of a hardcore gamer spent a whole week inside the game, and it only was 1 day in the real world. You would think, her head is definitely going to get messed up, which kind of makes me wonder, right? There's going to be some people that would take it to a whole new level, right? Like, could you imagine if they ever do an event where it would be like 6 months and it would be like a week? Oh my, that would be heaven, right? Just 1 week and you get 6 months of playtime. Oh, what a world to be in, right? Now, in this episode, we see that Maple, Sally, and we also have Kasumi, Kanade, Kurama, yeah, and Is, the blacksmith lady, they all pretty much started their own guild. And of course, our girl Maple is the guild leader. Now, it was kind of funny because they were all searching for guild houses to buy, because Sally, being so proactive, she was able to get the little bug that you needed to get the coin, so you're able to buy the actual house, guild house. And they went everywhere and they couldn't find one that they liked, or mostly all of them were taken, because a lot of the guilds are recruiting a lot and they're getting bigger because there's a guild event coming up. And of course, I cannot wait for that event, because we know Maple is going to get even crazier on the level of her power, okay? Her power level is going to go tenfold, I'm sure, because you see her floating around with the turtle, and it's just funny because everybody's looking at her because she's the only one doing it. She's breaking the game for every event that they do. She finds a new way to break the game. And it's just funny to see Maple being overpowered every time a new event comes through. Now, we did get to see new characters. We got to see May and Yui, one of those two. And pretty much they are starting the game like Maple is, except there's a small difference now. Instead of putting everything in like Vitality like Maple did, they're putting everything into attack. Okay, now there's still new players, right? Remember when Maple started playing, even though she was putting everything in Vitality, she wasn't that OP. She became OP whenever she started taking like attacks and they weren't doing anything, and she started getting buffs because of all the attacks that she was taking and not dying. But for the attacks, like full attack, we see that when they hit the table, when they were bowing down, they broke the whole table. Like, it was just insane. So with Maple ultimate defense and May and Yui pretty much being full attack, it's gonna be broken. This party is gonna kill this guild event like that. I'm talking about they're just gonna win. And now we see that another guild, and this one was created by Pain, and we also got the number 2 and number 3 from the first event that Maple played in. I think their name was like Drag and Drag. So Pain, Drag, and the other person, the little female character that Maple met on the first episode, they're all in the same guild. So again, that's going to be another broken guild. They don't have a lot of players, but they do have quality players, okay? Because again, Pain is on a whole new level, because we learned that he's level 60 and Maple and Sally are around level 30. So, whenever this event start, I hope that we get to see Pain in action, because, a lot of the rumors going around how OP he is and all that. I want to see this dude PvP Sally, because Sally's more like the PvP character. I think Sally will be, up for the challenge, and maybe Sally loses, and that's when Maple comes in. Maybe ultimate shield against the ultimate sword, because you already know this dude is using a sword. They showed it in episode 3 or 4, whenever the event was going on, how he had the blue sword. And I'm kind of sad that they didn't show his face, because he was the only one facing, his back was to the camera, so we didn't see his face. So again, either they're gonna do something funny with it. Could you imagine if his face is just butt ugly, right? And nobody's gonna see it coming. But I doubt it. I'm pretty sure it's going to be something amazing. Maybe somebody that we know and that we met in the real world, maybe. Plot twist? Plot twist? Maybe. We're just going to have to wait and see. Now, this episode, I definitely loved it. It definitely brought everything back down, right? And I actually loved the whole aspect of, the game, inside the game, because, again, they were power leveling the two new recruits. Which was funny how they got recruited, because Maple pretty much just saw them being, newer players, and that they were struggling to find a party because they're putting every point into attack. They're maxing their attack, nothing else. So Maple, they're also very slow. So not a lot of people, I guess, want to be in a party with them, because I guess they can't speed run stuff. But we see Maple and Sally pretty much carry them through level 1. So they took them to the boss, the little deer that shoots the roots and all that boss. And again, the first time Sally and Maple fought it, they kind of struggled. Again, not a lot, because Maple is completely broken. They didn't struggle a lot. But, they were kind of they did take damage, no big deal, but they beat it. Now, in this scenario, when they go for it again, so they can carry May and Yui up to the 2nd level, because they're going to need to level up in order to be in the event. Pretty much Sally was the only one that fought the boss, and Maple was just there to protect the newer players so they didn't get one-shotted and they wouldn't be able to go to the 2nd level. Now, we also know there's going to be a 3rd level, a 3rd event, and a 4th event. The 4th event is the one that I'm mostly interested in, because, again, it's going to be the guild event, and that's where we might see Pain. That's going to be amazing. And also, we learned what Kanade, that's the red hair person that we saw in the last event, where he had the cube. We learned what that cube does, okay? Pretty much gives him a random skill. So again, depending on the day, for this episode, he got mining level 5, so they were able to go into a dungeon, and he was pretty much able to mine everything in there and get a lot of materials for the guild. So the guild is actually going to be progressing and all that stuff. And I think it was Kanade, the other shield person, that pretty much was thinking ahead and saying, we need to recruit more people in order to do better in the event, because they're going to speed up time again for that event. And if not everybody can be participating, they're gonna have to take turns, I guess, in order to maximize their rewards. And I can't wait to see the rewards, because I'm pretty sure that administrators, they're all gonna go crazy, because they're gonna be thinking, hey, what rewards are we giving? Can we make sure Maple can break this game? For real, because she's got a flying turtle over here, flying, shooting poison everywhere, and one-shotting everything. Come on, you know what I mean? We need to bring the power level down. But again, I'm pretty sure it's going to be in vain, because Maple will always find a way, okay? Believe in Maple. That's it. No matter what the admins do, Maple's going to find a way to become OP. So the next event, the 3rd event, is going to be similar to the 2nd event, I'm guessing, because they really didn't talk about it. They put a lot of emphasis on the 4th event, which is going to be the guild one. And I mean, I really am excited for this, because if we see a PvP scene with Maple and Pain, what's going to go down? Because you got to think, Pain is level 60, and Maple and Sally, which I consider them to be the ones that are actually going to fight Pain. If anything, I don't think all 6 of them are going to fight Pain. Or if they do, they might lose. Could you imagine that? The whole guild losing to Pain? And that would kind of show how strong Pain is and the end game content, right? Because I don't think we've seen end game content yet. And Pain, you got to think, right? If he's level 60, he had to get there some way, by power leveling through dungeons or something. I mean, he couldn't just PvP. I don't think that's how the PvP works like that, where you just get unlimited experience. Now, we do know he's the strongest PvP player in the last event. I'm guessing that's how he got all the coins that he needed to get the skills, because when when Sally went around PvP, one of the administrators did mention that, you know, even though Sally is good at PvP, she still got nothing on Pain. So that you know, Pain is definitely the #1 PvPer out there in this world. So we're just going to have to wait and see what's going to happen. I'm excited. Again, Wednesdays is my favorite day of the week now, because we get Bofuri, and that's my favorite anime of this season. So like always, let me know what you thought of this episode. Go ahead and leave a like, subscribe, and I will see you on the next episode.